Good afternoon, class. It's Mrs. K here, and we are going to do
Excuse me.
mask making. First thing you need to do before you make your mask is you need to cut up the masking material. So you're going to need larger strips, like this size, and smaller strips like the ones Jackie is cutting, like this.
Yep.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover the face, just a few drops of water, with the tissue paper, leaving nostril holes for Zach to breathe through. Then, can you see here? We're going to dip the plaster in water, and we're going to...
It's cold.
We're going to just slowly make a layer, smoothing each time, of his mask. Now you have the option of putting it right over their eyes, but if you want to have holes for the eyes, you can either cut them out later. If you keep your face still, you'll get a better mask, and if it's moving, then the mask won't be as good because you'll put wrinkles into it. When you're doing stuff like the eyes, you want to be gentle, but you want to get into all the little grooves. So you're going to continue this till you have 3 layers on your mask. After letting the mask dry, it won't be totally dry, but just wiggle your face and the mask will slowly lift off. Oh, I got a little bit of hair, but it's okay. Out of the way now. Now we have the mask.
Whoa, cool!
Before we go any further, we're going to trim the edges of the mask so that they are nice and even. The next step, after you have your mask, you are going to take more of these strips. Just your face won't be in the mask. And you're going to continue to do your mask until you have a nice thick mask so that it's not so fragile. The more you rub, you will fill in the holes with the plaster. And the easier it will be when you're smoothing it out later. And you just continue to do this until you have a good thickness of mask. If you want to cover the nose up, you can do that. But if you want it to look normal, you might have to stick your finger in there. Once you have made your mask thick enough that you are comfortable with that, you are going to start using newspaper and cardboard or boxes or whatever you want to use to make pieces for your mask. So we're going to make kind of a Gru nose here. So if you've watched Despicable Me, we're hoping to make a Gru nose. So we're going to start attaching it with our masking material. The next step of this project, we are going to apply modeling compound or drywall compound to your finished mask. I'm just mixing it. So you can use a stick to put it onto your mask, but you're just going to put it on and the stick doesn't work. And you're just going to go through and smooth your project out. So any holes or unseemly looking items, you're going to be able to cover over and make it nice and smooth. And then after, you can add, you're going to sand it. So that will cover any holes. Now I'm going to put you in fast forward because it's much more fun that way. Once you've applied your drywall compound, you're going to let it dry, preferably overnight, and the next day you are going to do your sanding. Now that I have finished sanding my project, I've smoothed it out as well as I can, I'm ready to paint. Here is my glue. When you have finished your project, make sure to take a picture of the project with you and one of just your project. Remember to do the following things. Cut up strips of plaster wrap for your mask. Get a bowl of warm water to dip your plaster wrap strips into. Put down newspaper for the subject's head and have the subject lie with their head on the newspaper. Put tissue over the subject's face, making sure to keep the nostrils uncovered. Layer plastic wrap over the face, smoothing as you go. Let dry for 10 minutes after the last piece of plaster wrap is applied. Remove the mask. Continue adding layers to your mask until it is not too fragile, about 3 or more layers. And then add features such as eyebrows, lips, cheeks, hair, nose, if desired. Let dry. Add drywall compound and smooth it out. Let dry overnight. The next day, you need to sand. You are now ready to paint with acrylic paint. Once your project is painted, you are free to embellish your mask with beads, feathers, glitter, etc. if you'd like, or you can leave it plain as I am doing. Take a picture of your project with you and one of just the project, then grade yourself on your project and complete the reflection. Here is another example of a mask with the eye holes cut out and hair added with with the drywall compound. Have fun making your masks, and I can't wait to see what you do.